What's up guys, Joe Elements here once again, and today this is a short video on what is in my camera bag for 2021. As I am preparing to enter the new year, my kit has changed. As many of you are aware, there are so many new camera announcements, there's so many releases in the past few months, and so I had to opt out for one specific device to move on to 2021. Now, talking about this specific device, I'm actually looking at using it for the next 5 years. Yes, I said it, 5 years. So it's going to be a long time before you see me reviewing or unboxing a new camera, specifically a cinema camera. So this is my bag, my kit bag for running around and shooting high-end 6K 40 frames per second cinema footage. And this bag, the size of it is actually as small as a MacBook 2019 MacBook. So that's how small this case is, which means I can easily get on flights with it, and I do not count this as a hand luggage. This will be like a laptop case and is holding such a high-end tech. So without further ado, let's just get straight into it. And this is what is in my camera bag. So quickly, I'm gonna run through what's essential that's actually in this camera case that's allowing me to film high-end content with high capacity batteries. Starting off with the batteries, these are the batteries that I'm using. This is the FX Nano 1. So the FX Lion Nano 1 is so small, as you can see in the palm of my hand. This is how small it is. So I've got two of these that actually, one lasts for 2.5 hours on a consistent runtime, meaning the camera's on without shutting down in between shoots, and that is 2.5 hours. So two of these means I'll get 5 good hours out of these batteries. And so if I do end up switching the camera off in between shoots, then I'll probably get 6 hours, if not 6.5 hours worth of battery. The second thing is my main go-to camera lens is the 50mm. It's not too tight, it's not too wide, and it's got an aperture of 1.4. To be specific, this is the Carl Zeiss Melvis, and this Melvis lens, you will love it. It's beautiful, it renders images very, very nicely, and the size of it as well. It's not big, it's not bulky. It has got a bit of weight to it because everything's made out of metal. It's got water sealing, so it's a very high-end lens, and that also lives in this small camera bag. The next thing is actually my small HD 502 Touch, and I have that with me with 2 batteries, only 2 batteries, just in case I need an external monitor to be able to do critical focus, or for a client if needed, or when I need to see things on a larger screen, which I barely use, but it lives in the camera bag as well. And then with that, I would need something to mount it onto the camera. Then I have my tilter top plate. So this top plate allows me to attach the monitor to it because there is no attachments on the camera without a cage. But I keep this in my camera bag because it's simple, 2 screws that do not fall out. Then I can easily just attach that to the camera with the monitor. Moving on, talking about monitor, obviously, as we are aware, Komodo only takes SDI out for monitoring. So I have a set or a single kit of SDI cable. Then I always keep 2 128 gig CFast cards with me. This is when one is full, the other's recording and the other's offloading. So I always keep 2 instead of having one large one because anything can happen to it. So these 2 are so tiny, they always live in the camera bag as well. Mostly one is in the camera and the other is in the case itself. Then very important to me is a microfiber cloth. This is what I use to clean my lenses, make sure there's no smudges on it before I film. And I hate fingerprints and smudges and stuff on screens. So I always use this to clean my LCD screen on the Komodo, and then also clean the small HD screen with that. So this is a must for me. If you're not familiar with it, get yourself a microfiber cloth. You would not need any sprays to clean the lenses. This does a magical work. Then finally, to the main device in this case is the Red Komodo 6K. So this camera shoots 6K 40 frames per second. So meaning I can shoot anything below 40 frames, which is 23.98, 25 frames, which is my most go-to. I shoot a lot of narrative stuff, and I shoot a lot of music videos. Slow motion is not really my thing. I'm not too keen on B-rolls and stuff like that. So I'm not too worried about the slow motion capabilities of this camera. Having said that, when you dial down to 5K, which this camera can shoot, you're able to shoot up to 49 frames per second, so about 50 frames. And if you go lower, you can shoot 60 frames with a crop. On top of that, as you see here, I have the tilter V-mount plate lock to be able to attach these FX Nano batteries to them. Without that, I would need the Canon BP batteries to be able to run them. And I don't like them because they're individuals, and mostly if you want that long hours, you need to get the ones that actually are longer, that protrude out a lot. And then finally, I have here the Canon EF to RF ND filter adapter. So this allows me to attach my Zeiss lens to it without worrying about putting an ND filter in front of it, and I can easily dial in the ND at the back of the lens, meaning any lens that I find I can attach to it without worrying about ND adapters for the front. So this is my go-to kit and my go-to camera for the next 5 years, starting from 2021. Well, currently I have it and that's what I'm using. But I can't stress it enough. I've said this in my previous video. This is a must-have camera for 2021 onwards. So if you are in the market looking for a camera that is portable, nimble, and still shooting cinema images, definitely want to look at this. Remember, this is Red and this shoots R3D, which means this actually R3D is the high end of raw footages in the industry. So this camera is a must go to, and it's only for $6,000. It sounds as if I'm making an advert, but I'm not. I'm just reaching out to you out there, those who are actually looking to get into the Red ecosystem. Do not buy the DCSMC2s, because this camera does it all in a smaller form factor. And then also it has built-in global shutter, not a rolling shutter. So this camera is the must-have camera for 2021. So that's it for me. If you are new to this channel, do consider subscribing to the channel for more of these kind of content. If you are a subscriber already, don't forget to like, comment below if you want me to review anything, or if you have anything that you want me to reply to, just comment below, and also hit the notification bell. That way you don't miss out. So that's it for me. Stay tuned and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.